Hello friends! One of the projects I have been working on over the last, I don't know, 4 weeks now has been to process the remainder of our tomatoes. So we had an unusually early frost, October 17th. Our first frost date is November 1st to 15th, which happened to be when I was visiting my parents in Iowa. So right before we left on that trip, the day before, I went out and pulled off every one of the tomatoes off of our tomato plants, including the big ones. So here you can see the big ones that are sitting on top are from our bush tomato. We called him Sam. And then the purple ones are, I forget what variety they are, and then the orange ones are from Sweet 100 bush, and the orange ones are definitely the most prolific. So originally, I'll flash a picture on the screen here. Originally, when we left on vacation, we had 5 of these trays. There were 2 here, 1 in the middle, and 2 here on the other arm of the drying rack. This is a laundry drying rack, by the way, but it's been repurposed. And then when I got back from my trip to Iowa, I went ahead and processed a round. So we had already done 1 round of dried tomatoes before I left. I did another round when we came back. So today we're on round number 3, and these are the ones that are still ripening. So round number 3 is up here. Ooh, that's very bright in the light. They have all been washed. They're up here to dry. So the process is, and they've all been destemmed, which I did not do when I took them off the vine. So they've been destemmed, they've been washed. What will happen now, hopefully Peter will humor me, and he will cut these in half. We'll put them skin side up on each of the 5 trays in here, and we will have another set of dried tomatoes. Good morning. This is about a 12-hour update on the cherry tomatoes. So they've been in the dehydrator for just about 14 hours, and you can see that they are starting to shrivel up quite a bit. They're a little bit tacky. They're a little bit, when I touch them, they're kind of stuck to the base there. They're also still, let me see if I can show you. That one's actually pretty crunchy. Some of them are still quite bendy. Like this one. So this would be a soft raisin at this point. It's still quite bendy. What we're looking for is for them to be quite hard, like this one's almost there. So what I usually do, you don't have to do this, but I started doing this with the tomatoes because we have 5 layers in the dehydrator. I go ahead and rotate the layers about halfway through just to make sure that the stuff that's closest to the top that was getting the best access to the heater is moved to the bottom, and the bottom is moved to the top. So I think this should probably take about another 12 hours. This is the top layer at the moment. It used to be at the bottom. This is what the layer below it looks like. 2 different kinds of cherry tomatoes there, or as we call them in the house, maters. So you can see the dark purple ones are a little bit bigger variety, and then the bright red ones are the more prolific variety. So that's what the 12-hour update looks like. All right, it has been a day and a half since we put the cherry tomatoes in the dehydrator. So I believe they're done. I'm going to check them real quick and see, but I have going to go ahead and prepare the oh so fancy storage vehicle. So let's see. Labeling. One of the things, if you start reading anything about home preservation blogs or books or whatever, they stress the importance of labeling and dating everything because you think you're going to remember and you don't. So let's see, we've got that labeled. And now for the moment of truth. These have been in since 6 o'clock on Monday. It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning, so they've been in here for, 38 hours? Oh yeah. So these are super dry. They're crunchy, which is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to go around all 5 layers and scrape them off and put them in the bag. Okay, so that was a fairly fast process, and now they're all in our oh-so-fancy storage bag. So that is our 3rd package of dried tomatoes. We've got 1, 2, and 3 Peter assures me that he will use these in cooking this winter and will be eating a lot more Italian, so woohoo! So there'll be one more dehydration adventure, and that'll be it for the season. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you in my next video.